We have been hearing a lot online and offline about the law of attraction. Even Oprah Winfrey is a believer in it. However, many people want to believe but just can't seem to get it to work or don't know how to work. Well, I'm here to show you how to. Law of Attraction, the Web Serie. The law of attraction, make it work today. All the ancient texts and religious writings speak of it. Poets, teachers and sages have pronounced the good news of it for thousands of years. Books have been written about it. Songs have been sung about it and people have made a fortune teaching it. But do you know enough about it to use it? The law of attraction is probably the most powerful universal principle we know of. Do you think, perhaps, you should learn a little more about it and maybe even use it to create your dreams? The law of attraction at its very basic level states that everything is created by thought and that thought attracts to itself physical things, people, situations and circumstances. Your predominant thoughts are activating the law of attraction this very moment and bringing these things into your life. However, we do not just create and attract the material things that enter our lives, we also create the body we occupy, the personality we display and, ultimately, the person we are, and we do it all through our thoughts. Are you creating the life you desire and becoming the person you wish to be, or are you like Job and bringing upon you all manner of woes because you are giving your attention to them? Perhaps you are even identifying yourself as a victim and refusing to acknowledge the law and use it consciously. The law of attraction is not as big a secret as the hit movie would have you believe. Having been in existence since the very beginning of time, it is an unyielding, never-bending, unbreakable universal rule. You cannot escape it. There is a great body of evidence that suggests mankind has known about, and utilized, the great law for about 7,000 years. But these teachings were hidden for thousands of years by those people who wished to control the population. Through hiding the laws of the universe and the knowledge that we create our own realities, these dogmatic leeches could keep all the power for themselves and ensure no one opposed their rule. The great law of attraction was actually banned in the past. It was largely at the beginning of the 20th century that the general public started to become aware of this great law due to the diligence, fortitude, integrity and grace of writers such as James Allen, 1864-1912, Napoleon Hill, 1883-1970, and Charles Haanel, 1866-1949. Wallace D. Wattles, born in 1860 and died in 1911, was also a forward-thinking man. In his great work The Science of Getting Rich, Wattles states a great truth: there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. How revolutionary that statement was in 1910. Haanel set out in a 24-part correspondence course, which is now condensed into one volume called The Master Key System, a complete guide to successfully using the law of attraction. It was banned by the church in 1933 due to its revelations. This is allegedly the book Bill Gates read before he created Microsoft. Napoleon Hill revealed Andrew Carnegie's great secret to the world, that thoughts create things, when he wrote Think and Grow Rich in 1937, although it had taken him 25 years to complete. James Allen wrote his famous work in 1912 and in As a Man Thinketh he tells people that mind is the master weaver, both of the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance, and that, as they may have hitherto woven in ignorance and pain they may now weave in enlightenment and happiness. However, although the teachings have been around for thousands of years and they have been readily and easily available to the general public for almost a century, the great majority of people do not take the time to learn the workings of probably the most powerful physical law in the universe. I think you owe it to yourself to delve deeper into this mysterious universe and learn as much as you can about the laws that govern your life. When you truly understand the law of attraction and begin to work with it for your personal advantage, I promise you, your life will change in fantastic, unexpected and unlimited ways. Begin now to utilize this gift and construct in your imagination the life you really want to live. Seek out ways to remove your own inner resistance and limiting beliefs. Did you like that video? So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.